All right, we're going to talk about exponents. So the first one is fractional exponents. All right, and we're also going to talk about unit fraction exponents. So kind of a couple things. We're going to finish it up with rational exponents and the challenge. All right, so here we go. Which exponential expression is equivalent to the cubed root of a? All right, so here's the thing. Whenever we see a root, and with any kind of number out there, one way we can rewrite it is as a fraction. So it's to the 1 over that power. So for this particular one, it says a to the, or the cubed root of a. That's the same thing as a to the 1/3. All right, really simply, we notice that there's a 1 here, right? So that's why it's 1 over 3. What happens if I change that? What if it is 2 right there? Well, we change the top. 2 over 3. On this particular one, though, we have a, and it's just a cubed root. So it's just going to be this one. All right, you're going to see a lot of different ones that are similar to it. Let's try the next one. All right, what about to the 1/7? All right, so we're working backwards here now. This would imply that there's a root because it's a fractional exponent. We put the 7 here. If there's a different number than 1, we'd put it right there. Okay, so that's D. Let's skip to the next section. All right, so rational exponents. So now there's going to be a different number other than 1 in there. All right, so just like I said, this becomes b to the 4/9. Right there. Let's do another one. What about this? We got to take it back to a root form, so we know it's a fractional power. Fractional power are roots. Our variable goes underneath. Which one goes where? Well, 7 is on the outside, and 4 is on the inside. Okay, let's skip to the challenge problems. All right, now which expressions are equivalent to this? All right, so the only new thing here that you notice is a negative power. All right, let's talk about that real quick. A negative exponent means fraction. So what this really means is that we flip that thing upside down. We say 1 over v to the first. If it was v to the -2nd, it would be 1 over v squared. If it was v to the -3rd, we could rewrite it as 1 over v to the 3rd. Okay, now let's use this idea here on this particular question. So we know we have inside the parentheses, I'm going to rewrite this as the fraction, 1 over v to the first. I don't really need to write the first, so I'm going to get rid of it. Then we have the 1/9 power. 1/9 means root, so 9th root, and 1 over v, just like this. Now, if we look through the answers, which one of those is like that, or which one is the same as what we've seen above? All right, so one other thing that we can do is we can say that this is the same thing as v to the -1/9. When we have two exponents, one inside the parentheses and one outside, we can multiply them. We can say -1 times 1/9. And then we can simplify it that way. It's the same idea. All right, so I see here that this is letter B. Letter A. Letter A is very tricky. Let's rewrite letter A here. Let's do it one more time. Letter A is the ninth root of v to the negative first. Well, let's rewrite this here. On the inside, it's v to the 1/9, and then to the negative first. But what do you get when you multiply the exponents? You still get v to the negative 1/9, which we just showed a second ago is the same thing as that. All right, let's look at letter C. Letter C is the same idea. If we notice, we can multiply. Notice we can multiply the two exponents in there, and we would still get negative 1/9. All right, so they're going to ask you to manipulate these things and come up with multiple answers. All right, let's look at this one. That would be the same thing as d to the 5/8. It would also be the same thing as the 8th root of d, and then to the 5th on the outside. That's what that would mean. If we change the order of the exponents, then it's still the same thing. We could still multiply them and end up with 5/8. All right, so A is not right. If we multiplied 8 times 5, we would get 40, not 5/8. Letter B is correct. We just had that right here. Letter C, if we change the order of these two, we still get the same exponent. So C is correct also. All right, so that's all for now. Good luck.